L'chaim, l'chaim, everybody. L'chaim. L'chaim to everybody. Good morning. Good to Shavua Tov. We welcome everybody here at Chabad Zichron. This is being broadcast around the world. There'll be people that will be participating from around the world. And today we have a very special neshama soul that we are doing our learning for. Reb Shalom Nisim Bar Mordechai, the son of Mordechai and Chasiba. Yes, who passed away this day 16 years ago. And we have his children are here. Grandchildren too, right? Grandchildren also are here. Beautiful. Is also in memory of the earthquake that was in Agadir in Morocco, that many Jewish lives were lost on this day in 1960 on Beis Adar rather. So Leili Nishmas. The greatest thing you can do for a soul that has passed on is to come publicly and learn Torah. It's even greater than saying Kaddish. Not Yonatan, Atashemea. Yonatan, Atashemea. Learning Torah publicly, as we're doing right now, for the neshama is greater than the Kaddish that you said. It's even greater. It's even greater. Not to take away the Kaddish. I mean, it's important to say Kaddish, of course, right? Not to minimize it, but to maximize the fact that what we're doing is learning Torah publicly in his honor here in the room and across the globe that people are participating. So that is the greatest thing. So
happy that we do the limud of Torah for each Torah, a man of Torah.
A man of Torah.
Who spent all his life for the Torah.
Yes, he did. Here's our.
You have to turn off the blur.
Huh?
You have to turn off the blur, or else it's just focused on me. My face.
And today we inaugurate also a book that we have in front of us, even though we'll have it on the screen, Achitas. This is almost 3,000 pages of Torah learning over here of Chumash, Tillim, and Tanya. There's davening and Hayom Yom, and this has been sponsored by our dear friend Ariel Shloime, as he's known in better circles. And right now we're going to say Alachaim. Alachaim to the Neshama. Let's say Alachaim, everybody.
For Neshama also of the Bibas family. That's why we brought an orange whiskey on their elevation.
Yeah, for their Neshamas and for the Neshamas of all the Yidden that we need to remember. L'chaim, l'chaim, everybody. L'chaim, l'chaim, l'bracha. Oh, okay. So, folks, oops, let's start over here. Zoom recording. Wow. Folks, you know what they say in French? It's the clothes that make the man. And if you didn't understand my French, Jonathan, maybe you'll translate for me.
No, Hannah is going to translate.
It's the clothes that make the man, as the saying goes. So this week's Torah portion is about the clothes that make the Kohen, the priest, in his service, and the Kohen Gadol in his service. So much so does it make the man that if they don't wear it, not a good end. If they don't wear what they're supposed to wear, the Torah says something not good. In any case, we have in front of us, you have the screen, you have the book, you can follow in the book, Shemalei. What page?
575.
575 in the book, or you have it on the screen in front of you. Or those who follow in the 575 in the book. Va'ata titzava, and you shall command as Bnei Yisrael, the children of Israel. By the way, we don't start off with the clothes that make the man. We start off with the mitzvah of lighting the menorah. And this is a famous Maimer, Hasidic discourse, the last one we have until this point, Ata Titzava, that you shall command about bringing the oil to Moshe and to light the menorah. So you shall command as Bnei Israel, the children of Israel, v'yichvei lecha, and they shall take to you, to Moshe, shemen, oil, zayis, olive oil, zach, pure, kosis, crushed, lamoor, for the luminary, la'alois ner tamid, to kindle a lamp regularly. Let's see Rashi. So Rashi is brings that the word ata titzava, you shall command. And what does the word zach mean? What does it mean that it's clear? So Rashi says in the first, bli shmarim, without sediments. As we learn in the tractate of Menachos, that he leaves the to ripen on top of the olive tree. On top of the olive tree, they're the most ripe because they get the most sunlight. And those are the ones that have the best oil to it that is used for the menorah in the holy temple. Used for menorah in the holy temple, it's without sediment. It's actually the very first crushing. There's a second crush, a third crush that comes, and you don't get as pure olive oil. No, that's about going. No, that's not. No, don't wipe that from. Kosis crushed, hazesim, that is the olives are crushed. It would be crushed in a mortar, but it would not be crushed in a mill. Why? Why in the mortar and not in the mill? In order there shouldn't be any sediments in the oil. So you would extract the first drop of oil. And then you would put the olives into a mill and grind them. The second oil that you're now grinding by the mill is unfit for the menorah, but it is fit for the meal offering. You could use it for the meal offering, but not for the menorah. As the verse says, crushed for the illumination. In other words, the olives are necessary that they're crushed for the menorah, they're not crushed for the meal offering. Specifically for the menorah is this unique crushing that is only in the mortar, not in the mill. Because when you do in the mill, you crush a lot more, right? And with a lot more, you get more sediment. So when you do it in the mortar, it's not as powerful to crush, but you're getting the first more pure, right, without sediment in that crush. And that's for the menorah. Clear? Okay.
How did you explain it?
La'alois ner tamid, to light a lamp continually. Madlik, he would light the fire of the menorah until the flame would rise on its own. In other words, the mitzvah is when it's a light that is able to stand on its own. Tamid, continually, call a laila kored tamid. Then what does it mean continuously? 24/7? Sounds like when you say continuously, you might think that it means 24/7. Says Rashi, continually means each and every night is referred to as continuous. Like we say, a continual ola, burnt offering. What does it mean? Continually, you're bringing an offering? No, it means one offering, meaning every day. That means continuous, right? Like when you put on your phone, how often is this meeting going to meet? So if it's every day, that's continuous. It's not 24/7 though. So it means every day. Or here, in our context, it means every night. And it's offered only from day to day, once a day. Likewise, for the meal offering that the Kohen Gadol would bring, it also says tamid, which means continuous. Means half in the morning and half in the evening. But the word tamid, when it says in the context of the bread, that Mishabbos to Shabbos is from Shabbos to Shabbos. In other words, there it means the word tamid means continuous. But what does it mean continuous? Right? So when it comes to the olive oil in the menorah, what does it mean continuous? Every night you have to light it. But the lechem apanim, it also says tamid. But also says tamid. But that means continuous the entire week. Shabbat to Shabbat, it means it can. So in other words, what's important over here, what Rashi is explaining to us, a word in Torah, when it says tamid, continuous, you have to understand the context of it, and therefore that's what will be the understanding of what the word means. Okay? Huh? Continuous always. Say my right. Tamid means continuously always, yes. Right? But what does it mean always? What does it mean? So that's the point. He's saying it doesn't mean that in our context. Doesn't mean that in our context, right? Chana, put it up on the WhatsApp group. Let people see. Okay, that's the point that Rashi is making, Sharon. That's the point that Rashi is making. That the always can mean always every day, not always 24/7. When it came to the showbread, it was 24/7. It was from the whole week. It was, right? Okay. Is that clear, folks? We're good? Okay. We're going now to verse 21. Where is this to be done? In the tent of meeting, outside of the curtain, right? So what is it? What's the outside of the curtain? Where would that be, folks?
Outside the Kodesh HaKodashim.
We're meeting in the Kodesh. In the Kodesh. Right, outside of the Kodesh Kodeshim, because that's inside. But this is called outside, exactly. Where is the testimony? It should be set up by Aaron. Why Aaron? He's a Kohen. Ubanov and his children. In other words, this is not just a service for the Kohen Gadol, like would be inside in the Holy of Holies, right? Me'erev ad boker. It's from the evening until the morning. Lifnei Hashem, before God. Chukas ha'olam. This is a statutory eternal law. L'doraisam, for all generations. Me'ez b'nei Israel, for the children of Israel, for the Jewish people, in other words. Okay? Let's see Rashi. So Rashi, me'erev ad boker, from morning till night. So now the question is, why does it say that? We just got finished saying that you have to light it at night and it goes till the morning in the previous verse. Why is this now verse coming and saying from evening to morning? If we already said that before continuously, that you have to give it from the evening every day, right? So now the question, Rashi is going to explain, what is it? Why is it saying this verse or these words? Rashi says, the measure of how much oil you have to put in, that's what the verse is coming to say. How much you have to put? Enough that it will light from evening till the morning. Now the question is, evening, morning, which evening? If you're going to do the evening in the summertime, where you light candles at 8:30, Shabbos is the latest Shabbos is 8:30, and morning begins like 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. That's a small measure, right? Or is it the measure from the winter, December 21st, when lighting candles 3:53, and that's a long night because sunrise is only like 7 o'clock, after 7 o'clock, right? So which one is it? Let's see Rashi. So this the sages estimate the measure is half a leg, which is a long winter night in Tevis. Likewise, all that is and no oil should be left over. Doesn't matter. In other words, thank you. Okay, there. No, it's there. It was there. Meravad Boiker. So what Rashi is saying, the verse is coming to say from evening to morning, it doesn't matter. You don't put the measure according to what the day is. In other words, in the summertime, you put less. Wintertime, you put more, right? No. Every day you have to put the same amount, which is a loig. A loig is enough that will burn from the evening of a winter evening, which is very early sunset, till sunrise. Every day of the year, it will be the same. And that's what it means also continuous, right? Continuous. Not only continuous that you do the mitzvah every evening, but you do it the same way every evening. That's what the Erev HaBoker is not taking away from continuous, right? Because then you would say, well, you do it differently in the winter from the summer. No, it's the same.
But it might still burn in the daytime.
So, and that's why Rashi says it doesn't matter if there's leftover. Exactly. That's what Rashi said. It doesn't matter if there's leftover.
But the lighting apparatus doesn't refer to the candelabra.
We're talking about oil here.
Yeah.
Only talking about the oil here.
Okay.
Talking about the oil. We're not talking about the apparatus, right? Yeah. Continuing verse number 1 in chapter 28.
For the menorah, it was special, because from the evening until the morning, in the difference with the Hanukkah, we put only 30 minutes.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. That verse 1 in chapter 28. That you hakre velecha, it should be brought to you as Aaron. In other words, Aaron must come to you, Achicha, your brother, Bezbanav and his children, Kohanim, Iter, that come with him, Mitoid ben Israel, from amongst the Jewish people. In other words, they're separated they're different from the Jewish people. They're Kohanim, right? Lachanoi li, that they should be my Kohanim, my priests, my ministers. Aaron, now he delineates. Interesting. Aaron, Nadav, Avihu. Aaron, his sons Nadav and Avihu, and Elazar and Isamar, Bnei Aaron, the sons of Aaron. Who's missing over here? Pinchas, right. Pinchas was missing. He was still young. Ata, now Rashi in verse 1, Ata, you, Hakre Velecha, should be must draw near to you, Ach Shetigmor Malechas Mishkan, after you complete the construction of the Mishkan. Finish. Why to you? Why to what does Moshe have to do with it? He's a Levite, right? He's a Levi. He doesn't become a Kohen, right? So I should bring to you, because you're responsible for finishing the construction of the Mishkan. When that is done, now they will have their service that they need to do. So now that they have this is, as we say, every good Frenchman says, it's the clothes that make the man, right? Together with the cup of wine that they drink, right? That's what a good Frenchman says, right? Dressed to the ninth, right? And with a cup of wine.
They're not allowed to drink.
Huh?
But they're not allowed to drink.
I'm not a Kohen, so I can say. So we have some, Hannah, what kind of tea is this? Hannah, what kind of tea is this? British Moroccan tea. If there's ever been more of a contradiction, I can't imagine one. Earl Grey with a mint. Beautiful. L'chaim, l'chaim.
Teach Moroccan Lubavitch tea.
Oh, wow. Never seen it such an odd mix, but beautiful, beautiful. L'chaim.
L'chaim.
So verse number 2, Vasisa, and you shall make Big Day Kodesh holy clothes. That's what my wife feels, that every time she buys clothes, it's holy. Oh, Sharon agrees. Yeah, listen, I also have to say amen. Big Day Kodesh for Aaron, Achicha, your brother, and look what clothes are meant to be. The kavod for honor, dignity, seferis, and for splendor, for beauty. And that's for the men. Imagine for the women. Whoa. Ata tidaber el kol chachmei lev, and you should speak to, who's got to speak? Who's doing the speaking? Who's got to speak? Moshe has to speak kol chachmei lev, to all the wise ones of their wise of heart, meaning that they have a talent, right? They have a talent to make nice clothing. Hashem elesa ruach chachma, that he's filled with the spirit of wisdom, God's wisdom. Also, a nation make big day Are, the clothes for Are, the katshe, the chanreli, that it should be sanctified in order to minister for me. Rashi in verse number 3. The kacher lachanoi li, to sanctify, and then should be a kohen to me. The kacher, what does it mean? Lachnisa b'kuna al yedei abigadim. Wow, how does he get sanctified? It's amazing. This is where really the words come that the clothes make the man. By him wearing those clothes, that's how he becomes sanctified as a kohen. That's crazy, right? It's the clothes that make the man. Literally, this is where it comes from, right? Because through wearing those clothes, that's what makes him holy, right? Shia kohen li, that he will be a kohen for me. Lashon kahuna sheirusu. So Rashi explains, what is the word kahuna? It's an expression of service, right? Old French, servant today, yeah. How was my good old French?
That doesn't sound like French at all.
Servant today, huh? Huh?
It says J, but I don't think that's French.
I know.
That looks more like Latin.
It's old French.
It's old French. It's old French. Over here. Saison chéri. Oh, okay. I was.
That's Latin.
Huh? No, it's old French.
Old French.
You know, Latin and old French probably are brothers. They're probably brothers, or maybe they're brothers and sisters. Right.
That sounds like Latin.
This is Rashi.
In France. Oh, we knew Latin, we know that.
Oh, the language was different 1,000 years ago.
Anyway, we love you, Rabbi.
Try to read something from 1,000 years.
All right.
The English class.
Okay, this is going to be the last verse we're going to learn. So let's look at verse number 4. Beila begadim, and these are the clothes asher yasu that you should make. Choishin. What's the choishin? The breastplate. The ephod. Ephod is like
Shield.
no
Straps?
no well the ephod held the
Apron?
no, the meal is the like a robe type that had on the bottom the pomegranates and the bells. The ephod is holding the choishin. It's holding the choishin. It's a unique kind of right. Soinis, a tunic, tashbetz, tashbetz is tashbetz and mitznefes. Those are hats. They're turban. Yeah, avnate is a sash. It's a gartel. The gartel also they kodesh, and you should make holy clothing la'aron for Aaron achicha your brother ulavanav and to his sons lachan li to minister for me. Let's see Rashi. Chayshin. Rashi explains. Chayshin.
When you switch the word, it sounds nachash. There is a reason.
Yeah. You're taking it from the nachash and making it into holy. You're transforming.
Oh,
You're transforming. Takshit keneged alev. This is an ornament that is opposite the heart. The ephod and the ephod. So Rashi said, I have not heard or found in the Brisa an explanation of its design. But my heart tells me that it is belted around the back and it lies on him from behind. This is a picture of the ephod over here. See it? Actually,
Like a corset almost.
That's like what they wear in labs, certain type of gowns in labs.
but it's backwards. It's backwards.
Like in a hospital.
That's it. No, that's exactly it.
It's like a hospital.
He's right.
Because then you're completely covered in the front. Here it's open in the front. Here, look, it's more open in the front. It's tying in the front. More open over here because over here is where the breastplate is going, right?
Oh, my God.
No. This is the tunic over here. That's more like the hospital clothing, the tunic. Okay. So he says, gavish. So the width in the is like the width of the man's back. And in Old French, the apron is called porcent.
That, well.
Porcent. Shechogeres. It's noble women would gird themselves when they ride horses, right? Because then it was like the back, it was like protecting them, I guess, on the backside when they're sitting, but it was open so their legs would have movement.
Yeah.
Their legs would have movement. Huh? When they actually sat on the saddle, though, right? So then it would be, the back would be closed because then that's okay, but you need movement for your legs, so therefore it was open in the front. It says by King David, he girded with a linen ephod. I don't know what that means exactly. So it teaches us that there was a belt to it. But we can't say that it's consisting nothing more than a belt. Because it says, place upon it the ephod. Okay, 1 second.
When he says old French. Here again, we see the word partisan.
Yeah.
Je n'ai aucune idée c'est quoi ça. Le vieux français.
Le français de l'année 1200.
You know what? We're gonna stop over here because it's with everybody here. It's very hard. Yeah. The details are very difficult. Okay, we're gonna see you shortly. Bye. Thank you. Yeah, Tanya's coming up.
After a short intermission.
Yeah.
Oh,